And I know for sure that neither Koreans nor Americans, they build nothing and could not build. Obvious example, Taiwan, masters of superclass, 100 people company, and I gave them the drawings, and gave samples of some details. This is our company, subsidiary, Ultramotors Company, where I served as Director of Scientific Development. I had their $6,000 a month and interest going, and of course, I had to give all the best. And I gave it to them, and they come. It did not work out. 8 months. Look, we've got a rickshaw running, bikes, and we only have 8, 9 people there. And they are there so many, and they are nothing. You are lying to us. And I begin to tell them again. They say, you cannot do it. Why? It is a short circuit. I say, you were all clear. In your head is a short circuit. Blinders on the brains. You just used to the classic traditional engines. The world of physicists, technicians train them about Y, delta, asynchronous, that's it. And now he says, no, you cannot connect like this. I realized that they did not even try to connect as I suggest. Do you want us to have everything burned out, and all? But there I have a counter-inclusion, and they do not realize that this counter is triggered when a pause. I have nothing burned. Do you know, African heron, 80 degrees sand, 176 Fahrenheit, it stands on one leg, then changes it, and changes, and even when it sleeps, automatically, and it also did not burn down, because one foot is in the air, cooling. Exactly like this, is my trigger, an electromechanical trigger. It's named now in tech school, a Shkondin's electromechanical trigger. Here it is. It turns out that the spark plug in the combustion chamber, and in my case, is a tank circuit. It's resting half the time, and half the time works, and the trigger is not heated, due to the fact that it comes to a pause, as the heron changing legs. I certainly do not explain everything to everybody. They are. Why do you have it cool? We burned out. Why? Because I've been in Moscow Institute of Radio Electronics and Automation. Their Petropolsky head of the department, such a cool guy, tested my motor. Wrote in the newspaper, academic distinction. I have it. He writes that this is a revolution, etc. There is DC Motors Laboratory, and he teaches. We are talking with him in the hallway, and there are students smoking. Then it been allowed. He tells them. Remember I read to you about Shkondin trigger? They, well, yeah. Remember something? Well, here he is, but we thought he died a long time ago like home. Maxwell. I was always for a specific testing. I came to England. Southampton is the center of England electromechanics. They telling me, Mr. Shkondin, are you not ashamed with this motor? They started out right. They are straight. Why? How much is it weight? I say 10 kilograms. How many kilowatts? 3. They looked at each other. Carry a motor. Here 13.5 kilograms. 63 kilowatts. Yours 3. Should we measure yours? But your patrons paid a lot of money. We have to do it. I say, not only you have to, you'll make sure that it will surpass this one. Well, sure, they laughed. They testing. My gives 100 Newton meters. This 3 kilowatter, it is similar to motor, which now on a quadricycle you rode. 10 kilograms, 3 kilowatts, giving 100 Newton meters. They measure another 360 Newton meters in that midget. So, shall we continue? Of course we shall. Count here. 4 of my motors, okay, multiplied by 10 equals 40 kilograms, 400 Newton meters. Yes. And of course you're going to be 1. Why? Cause it spins a gearbox, clutch, CV joints, start to count everything. 410 kilograms. Together with the motor, I say, I have a 40, you have 410. I have 400 Newton meters. You 360. Shall we continue? Motor generator kit. Where can I buy this kitchen set? It turns out, I see technology. Here it is. We all say, we want it. And I know, there are thousands of people who want it, worldwide. You're talking about the distant future. I'll tell you what, when I had these lesions with the Minister of Innovation, with Friedman's, I had this idea. I am such a person that somebody forcing me, I perform. And here I come to this idea, to take it and make it. This publication of which you speak, where I reveal all the know-how, take a single patent, the motor generator, and simple proposition, already as a merchant. I say, who will pay $50? We'll get it all. And I would have been enriched by the way, because people like you, a lot, and they want, hundreds, came here from Samara, and from Kaliningrad, groups. So they say, man, open this all. First I would be enriched immediately, from the world by penny, $50 per set of documents. Here we would make bunch of copies and list of know-how up and forward. Finally, when this release starts, the large scale, in that time we would have built here a new model, improved, and we would never have fallen behind, nor from the West, nor from anyone. Because, I'll tell you an example, an automatic transmission. Example showing that for how long you doing it, for that long others are lagging behind. Neither the Germans nor the British, as far as first transmission appeared in France. They now dominate this, because they are about 10 years earlier began to develop it. That's the time of others lagging. And here, while you produce this generator, we would have made another. We would made rework done in a year, anew, improved, it would be cost less, been simpler. The biggest danger in this something happens to you, and knowledge, gone. You know, we're going back again to the remains of laboratory with devices that no one can replicate. Well, I agreed to this group, Ecomotor, despite the fact that I swore not to deal with the defense industry, because I had the very first theft from me, by SP Composite. Polovnikov said, old man, do you feel for your country? I say, yes. Just now on television Gorbachev talks a lot about conversion and all, and we have nothing to show. And I saw you on TV with your wheelchair, so I'm a fool. Coming there, in Korolev, Spa Composite, arrives a double-decker bus, Americans, French, British. Gather in the ring like this, Pyotr Orlov hosting this TV show. Polovnikov suddenly puts his arm around my shoulder. Here we are, created this wheelchair, of super materials. And I made it of aluminum soldiers' tanks. Here it is, sits over there. We created, right. Americans, can we acquire a patent? And we do not sell patents. He's friend of this Rishkov. Got this Buran space shuttle in the yard. Come on, you, do it. So I wrote it. They didn't really knew my name. I said, well, I saved the fatherland. Show is over. No. You were in my office. You won't be even let out. Here's a 10-day pass. I come the next day, no wheelchair. I'm to the secretary. It was taken away. I went to the workshops. Everything is disassembled. Wheels. Everything is already in progress. Of course it is. How system works, and citizens do not understand this. So our filming here in this channel, so people can hear firsthand what happens. Global stealing. By the way, were they able to copy it? In a half a year, I could acquire a wheelchair back. They did not assemble it, they dismantled. But like the Minister of Innovations, they didn't figure how to. But right there emerged a patent, 7 authors. All this bureaucratic cohort there, and I looked. It is a parody on my patent. And the final, it's a long story, I'll tell you. Here's the exhibition. 20 years have passed. They stood aside. Shegu to them did not even approach. I already called them on television as thieves and scoundrels and so on. And they do not respond because they know they are thieves. So Shegu came up to me. They stood aside. Theirs crawl like Chinese and Japanese, barely crawl. He wrote almost everything, and for 20 years, they have made several motor wheels, some wheelchairs. We took. Sorry, I don't have with me all their advertising leaflets, guys. Half of the result. Exactly half. 20 years have passed. Such a result as I had 20 years ago. And when this Mikhail Zadornov, the dumb Americans over there, remember, he should go and talk there. By the way, he also graduated from MAI, that's his colleagues. He would have seen more of these stupids there, namely in the defense industry. And as I fought get back my wheelchair, talk to people. I know how they work, given by Central Committee of Communist Party of Soviet Union. It dumps crazy money on defense development, and they immediately move the money, half in Kharkiv, where civil plants work for them. And on the other half, they sit and doesn't do a damn thing, confessed, in vino veritas. And I saw that in 20 years they did nothing. I want to take Zadornov literally by his ear and show, here they are, your classmates, sitting there, more stupid than Americans you're talking about, because I was in the States, at Unique Mobility and Physicians Sunrise. They are really competent guys, intelligent, strong, know the tech. This wheelchair travels 110 kilometers. Yes, I brought it to America, Sunrise Medical. They told me, why did you put small batteries? Our disabled love long ride, right on those. No, we must honestly, we have 80 amp hours, and you too, so we put big ones there, by run 110 and they're 70 kilometers. What is the fate of those mini cars? For them been made motors from 6 to 10 kilowatts of several varieties. Tested.